Hello folks, this is Yamil for Gunstock Reviews. We are here at Cowtown, USA in Peoria, Arizona with my buddy Freddie Blish. How you doing, Freddie?
Jamil, always good to see you.
Well, Freddie, again, like I've said before, but I want to repeat just in case it's the first time you hear it, Freddie is the owner and president of the Robot Companies, but he is also an instructor at Gunsite. So, Freddie, we covered tactical reloads.
Let's talk about speed reloads.
Absolutely.
And again, the speed reload is a reload that I'm having to do on my threats time, meaning that, I'm engaged in a, the two-way pistol range, bullets going both ways, and I ran dry, but my threat has not. So I have to load my gun and get it back into the fight because, my threat's still shooting at me. So okay. I'm doing it on his time, which hence the term speed reload. And there's a couple of different methods or ways that we do that. One is slide lock and one is slide forward. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right. So first is the slide lock reload. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unload my gun to set this up. Okay. Let slide go forward on an empty chamber. I'm going to take an unloaded magazine and insert it in there. And now I'm going to lock the slide to the rear with that mag in there. So now, basically I'm shooting, engaging a threat. The slide is locked to the rear. You're going to feel a mushy trigger, and you should notice, or you should feel the slide locked to the rear. If you don't, you're going to feel the mushy trigger. So what you'll do when that happens, you'll just kind of cant the gun up, and you're looking at it if in the daylight, so you can see that you've got a slide lock. And then what you want to do is, once you've assessed that you have the slide locked to the rear, your hand's going to come down and find that magazine that you've got rounds in it. This one is going to, you may have to, depending on the size of your hands or fingers, you may have to rotate the gun so your thumb can hit the magazine release. But you're keeping it here in your workspace so that you can also continue to observe your threat so you know what he's doing and what's going on. And I've got a story to share about that at the conclusion of this. So again, I've got that mushy trigger. I assess I have I'm out of ammo. Slide is locked to the rear. I've got a fresh magazine coming up. I'm ejecting that magazine. They pass each other in the air. I seat it, rock that slide, and I'm back into the fight. Now, there are some folks that will argue, I'm going to set this up again because I just want to show it just slightly different. All right, let me take that round out, put that mag in. Another way to allow the slide to go forward is hit the slide release. There's this, or slide stop, but there's this myth that, when you have this adrenaline dump, you lose all of your fine motor control, and in the heat of battle you won't be able to hit your slide stop, okay, or to release the slide. The most positive method, of course, is this, but you know what, there's nothing wrong with manipulating it either with your strong thumb or your weak thumb, because manipulating the trigger is a fine motor skill. Manipulating the magazine release is a fine motor skill. Manipulating the slide stop is a fine motor skill. All of those things I can do while I'm under pressure. That whole myth is just, that is a myth. So again, I'm engaging the threat. I feel the mushy trigger, slide is locked to the rear. I bring the gun up, I make sure I have a fresh magazine. They pass each other in the air. In this case, I'm going to hit the slide stop. Slide goes forward, and I just continue the fight.
Awesome. And then again, like we discussed before in our previous video, is that some people for competition will actually release, dump partially loaded magazine. There's nothing wrong with that, of course.
No, there's not. It's, what you'll find, and in some situations it could be where you're in a running gunfight, and you're getting ready to, you're engaging threats. It's a very dynamic situation. Well, you know what? You may not have, you don't want to wait to, run dry before you have to reload, but you may not have the time or the cover or the ability to do a tactical reload. So what you would do is what we refer to as a slide forward reload. So again, I'm engaging, bang, 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 engaging the threat. I'm moving to a different position. All I'm doing is just dropping that partially loaded magazine, inserting a fresh one, and then continuing to go.
Okay, well, let me try a speed reload with a slide lock back and see how I can do it.
All right.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna set the slide back. Empty magazine, I still have one in the chamber. Okay.
Okay.
So I am in the fight. Yeah, I notice a mushy trigger. I'm there.
You're there.
Well, I think this is great. I don't need to practice the other one because I've done it several times. But you know what, Freddie? I appreciate your help here today with us at Gunstock Reviews and your instructions in how to properly manipulate your pistol. We have more things to do. We'll do them pretty soon. So I do appreciate your time. Thanks, Freddie.
All right, Yamil.
Thanks for your expertise. And stay tuned for more. We got a whole lot more really good instructional videos coming with Freddie. He's going to teach us a whole lot of really cool things.
Thank you for watching Gunstock Reviews. Please visit our website at www.gunstockreviews.com for more exclusive content. Please visit our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/gunstockreviews. Your contributions would be greatly appreciated and help us grow our selections and frequency of videos.